Hairstyles. It's Monday night, Monday the 15th of March 2021. A very good evening to you and welcome to tonight's United Kingdom Talk coming to you from Bracknell in Royal Berkshire. It's funny, you know, how you've got over the course of the day, I've kind of set a show up and done all bits and pieces. And in the last 2 minutes, I changed two things on there. You may or may not have seen them change on the sort of description of what's going to be on in the show tonight. But yeah, it's funny how that happens. I literally, in the last 2 minutes, I found something. I thought, oh, that looks good. What is it? That's the question. You'll find out if you stay with us for the whole show. So a very good evening to you. Welcome to the show, gang. We've already got some text messages in. Thanks so much for your text messages from Pete Remington. Good evening to you, Pete. Lovely surname, Rimington. I love that surname. Good evening, Pete, who says, have a good evening. Hello to Rachel Wheatland. Good evening to Rachel. And Mark Bowles says, hello, my sugar plum fairy pants. I love it. Sugar plum fairy pants. Isn't that nice? I like that. The lefties wouldn't get it. You know that, don't you? Oh, that's really offensive. Oh, I'm offended by that comment. No, I love it. You throw as much as that like as you want to me, darling. You throw as much as that as you want at me, darling. Yes. Something like that. I mean, if you want me to dress up in a little ballerina's outfit, Mark, you know, if that's what it takes, so be it. I mean, do tell me. You know, I hope at some point to find something like that will fit me. Mind you, you see the fat old birds down the shopping centre, don't you? In those leggings. Oh, no, dear. I would look like that. I've got to be... I would look like that. I'm sorry. I would absolutely look like that. Not good, is it, dear? No, maybe I should keep away from the ballet outfits. That and the Speedos. Incidentally, if you've got any pictures of you in Speedos, Mark Bowles, that would be quite pleasurable. Thanks very much. Good evening to Jason Hughes, texting in there. There's Amelia Phillips. Good evening, Amelia. Hello to Diane Jebb. Ollie is in the house. He's back from school. Hello, Ollie. You're right to you, sir. And Gary Ross there as well. Evening to Gary Ross. Did you have a nice Mother's Day, ladies? Did you have a nice Mother's Day? I'd like to talk tonight about what you may have done or may not have done for Mother's Day. Did you buy yourself, did you buy your mums anything? Did you visit? Well, I mean, it's a bit difficult at the moment actually doing the whole visit thing, isn't it? We still shouldn't really go around meeting up with other people, you know, unless of course you're doing a protest. We shouldn't really go meeting people at the moment, should we, or anything like that. So probably a bit difficult to go around and visit. But did you get anything for your mothers on Mother's Day? Or, as a mother, or maybe a grandmother, what did you receive? Did you receive something nice? Perhaps breakfast in bed by the little ones? You know? I could just see that great-nephew Harry possibly trying to cook his mum breakfast, you know, in the morning, and then her having to take him down the hospital because he's spilt the fat all down his front. They are messy, aren't they, children? Don't you think? We're trying to get hold of a few children at the moment to assist in our litter picking round here. The Bracknell Litter Pickers, of which I am a member. We've realised now the advantages of having a small child. Now, when I say small, I mean pre-walking. They're no good once they're walking. What we want is a couple of crawling babies. If you've got any that you know are available at the moment, a couple of babies that can crawl to get under the little bushes that we can't get under. It's very difficult. Poor old Chris I've scratched my legs terribly. Would you like to see? Oh, hang up. No, I don't think I can show you. It's the top legs. You know, you don't want to see those bits and old pieces hanging out, do you? Do you know what I mean? So there we are. We've got a phone call already. George Bond. Good evening, George.
Good evening, Chris.
All right. Are you going to tell me about your mum or your nan? Which one is it today?
Nan.
Your nan? Okay, what did you do for her birthday? I know. You printed out a picture of me for her and placed it in a frame.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Do you not think that would be something that she likes, George?
I don't have that sort of printer.
Oh, do you not? Oh.
No.
Oh. I mean, you could have taken it down Boots the Chemist on a little memory stick thing. Have I got a memory stick thing here? Yes, here's a memory stick thing. You could have taken it down Boots the Chemist on one of these, couldn't you? A little picture of me. I mean, I'll happily send you one of me if you want to print it out for your nan. What sort of pose would you like? Do you want me in a suit? Sort of, old school uniform? Perhaps she's into that. I don't know. Looking at people in school uniforms. Is that your nan? Or maybe Speedos? Pair of small, tight white shorts? What would you like me in?
Nothing.
Perhaps, well, I don't really do nude ones. I don't really do naked pictures. That's a little bit sick, that. No, I don't like that. I think there's a lot to be said for the imagination. Often you look at someone for, poor, that's really nice, and then you see them without the clothes on, and it's really not pleasant at all. I mean, take Katie Price, for example. She's got one of those films up there, Oh, yes, she has. Yeah. It was awful, dear, awful. Anyway, what did you do for your nan for Mother's Day?
Not a lot, really. I bought her some chocolates and a card.
What chocolates did you get her?
Heroes.
Heroes?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
And I bought then I bought 2 plants for my stepmom.
2 plants? Oh, what plants were they?
No, 1 plant, sorry.
Pardon?
1 plant, I meant to say.
All right, what one was it? Do you know?
Like a yellowy sort of plant.
Was it a daffodil?
No.
Was it spiky?
Because you can have it indoors and outdoor plant.
Oh, okay. I wonder what that one was. Was it a polyantha?
Probably. I just like, I like
was it a
that colour.
primula?
And I bought 2 plants. One for my stepmom and one for my auntie.
Okay, nice. Where'd you get those from? Tesco's or something?
Morrison's.
Oh, Morrison's do all that, did they? Did they have
Yeah.
a special section for Mother's Day, did they?
Yeah.
Did you do cards at all?
Yeah, I'll give them cards as well.
Right, good. And they were pleased with those, were they?
Yes.
Good. Oh, I'm pleased to hear that. What's your nan done with her picture of me? I'm sure you've probably given her a picture of me.
No.
Oh. Why is that then?
I don't know why.
Oh, I don't either. It's funny. Maybe you should ask her. Perhaps you could get her on the phone. Do you think she'd like to talk to me on the phone?
Probably not, no.
No? Why is that then?
No. It could be because she doesn't know you.
Do you think so?
Yes.
Well, she'd
She's
know
never-
me if she spoke to me on the phone, wouldn't she?
No. She's never met you, probably.
No.
Mm.
No. Oh, well, George. Well, thank you very much for the call. It's nice to talk to you as always.
Okay.
Have a nice evening.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we are, George calling in. Plants and chocolates. Heroes. You're my hero. That one. What did you do for your mums? Anything nice? Either ring in 0208 144 3477 or you can text in your reply to our very important question of what did you do for your mum on Mother's Day? 07451 287 337. Good evening to Mr. Ray Reynolds. Good evening to you, Ray. Ray Reynolds is heavily into The Crown at the moment. He's only just started watching it. He's already on, I think, series 4 at the moment, where Margaret Thatcher comes in. So Ray's enjoying The Crown. Do you watch The Crown? Have you seen that? Oh, it's great. All on Netflix. Thank you. Good evening to Weird City. Hello to you. Loves the thumbnail. Yes, that was done by our good friend Chris. Chris Lotz in the USA, the thumbnail. Hilarious. We need to start a petition. A petition or a collection. One of the two, my love. I'm not particularly worried which one you go for. Okay. Thanks very much for that. All right. In the past, of course, my Mother's Day, I think generally it was flowers and plants, flowers and chocolates. That's a general thing for Mother's Day, isn't it? They seem to like that. Didn't any of you get your breakfast cooked for you and brought up first thing in the morning? Eh? I would have thought that would be a nice thing to do. Someone must have got that, surely. Christina's there. Hello, Christina. Hello, Christina. How are you, my darling? Christina's there. I'd done everything for my mum. I cooked dinner, cooked breakfast, and made sure she was happy. There you go. Nice one for you, Christina. Oh, Isn't that a nice thing to do? If you're new to the show, welcome along, gang. There is a chat box. You may be in the chat box right now. If you're trying to talk to me on the chat box, I'm afraid I'm not there. I don't go into the chat box. To send me a message, simply text that number up there, top left-hand corner, or you can send an email. There's my email address there, okay? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and I'll pick up your email from there. Lee Toby's there. Good evening, Lee. How's your throat today? It goes up and down, really. This throat problem goes up and down. This morning, it was fairly non-existent, to be honest. At this moment, it's a little bit worse at the moment. A little bit worse than it was earlier. If you were with us for the bingo, I know not all of you play the bingo, but if you were with us for the bingo last night, you may remember I told you that I was really tired yesterday. Sort of got to halfway through the morning, round about 11:30, 12, and I was on my walk. And I got really, really tired and thought, I'm not going to make this back. That's how tired. Not aching or anything like that. Not aching feet or anything. Just incredibly tired. Anyway, we couldn't work out what it was. And I went to bed yesterday at 2:30 for about 3 hours. Then I woke up and done the bingo. And it was okay for the bingo. And I mentioned it at the bingo that I'd been really tired. This all fits in with the throat thing. I'll tell you about in a minute. And then this morning, I've had my breakfast. And I had a couple of pills. My normal pills. Plus an extra one. And then just before the radio show, it was about 10 to 9. I was sitting up here getting almost ready to go. And I got really tired again. And then I worked out what it was. Those. Now, I'm wondering if this is some sort of... what do you call it? Oh, blimey, what do you call that when you're affected by something that you shouldn't really be affected by? And these are antihistamine pills. Allergy. I'm wondering if this is an allergy. Perhaps it's something I'm eating, that I don't realise. Perhaps I've become allergic to it or something else. Anything, really. So I thought I'd have a couple of these. Well, not two, one a day. You're only allowed one a day. So I had one yesterday morning and one today. And I sat up here with these in front of me here. And I thought, why have I got tired again? And I thought, oh my God, of course it's these. Because these make you drowsy. It says on here, don't operate heavy machinery or anything like that. If symptoms do not exceed the stated dose, where is it now? May cause drowsiness. If affected, do not drive. And I think that's what it was. So I had one yesterday morning and one this morning, and the same thing happened. Although I wasn't as tired as I was yesterday morning. Perhaps you need to get used to it. So I might try another one tomorrow and see what happens. Is it helping? I don't know. I think sometimes you have to take something for a few days to find out what it was. So that's what was the cause of the drowsiness yesterday and today. As you see, I'm perfectly all right now, not tired in any way, shape or form. Which means I won't fall asleep on the show. I mean, that's good. That's good news, isn't it? Unlike a lot of the viewers. Yeah, once again, if you're in the chat box, I don't go in the chat box. To send me a message, just text it up there, 07451 287 337, or you can send an email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Good evening to Jeff Burley. Good evening to you, Jeff and Linda. Hello to you too. Hi, Chris. Have just watching Outlander on Netflix. Is that a film or a TV series? Not sure what that is. I think I've seen it advertised. Not quite sure what that is. Hello to Maureen in London. Good evening, Maureen, who says that my daughter sent me a lovely pink Kayla. Is it Kayla Lily? Kayla Lily. I don't know what a Kayla Lily is. On Saturday by Interflora. Thank you very much, Maureen. Nice to hear from you, my love. No luck on the bingo last night, was there, darling? Never mind. Maybe next week. Ollie K says, my mum just got out of bed at about 9 on Mother's Day and came downstairs midway through my Sunday morning breakfast show. What an interruption. How rude, Ollie. How rude. You're going to lock the door. Don't let her in when you're doing a radio show. Nothing comes in the way of radio shows and video shows. Absolutely not. Once you're in full flow, it can throw you off, innit? Did you have any luck making a remix of the Credo yet? I wonder, did you, Ollie? Because I know you're going to work on that. Okay. Mark Jones is there. Hello to Mark. He's had a hell of a day from hell. Technology has really not been on my side today. You feel free to call if you want to, my darling, okay? Lines are open. 0208 144 3477 is the phone number. Anyone else do anything for their mums? Or maybe you are a mum that had something done for you yesterday. It's only once a year, isn't it? As I say, I used to just do the chocolates and flowers type thing. I think the most important thing about Mother's Day is they actually see you. Usually on a Mother's Day, I think that's the day I usually go down to the grave. But we can't even do that at the moment, can we? Last time I went was... I don't think we were allowed to go on the anniversary of my mother's death, actually, this year in November. I can't remember now. I went in either August or November. I'd usually go on or near my birthday. I think Mother's Day. I can't remember if I go Mother's Day or not. On my mum's birthday and on my mum's date of anniversary death, which is the 18th of November 2000. That's when I usually go to my grave, to her grave, you know. Flowers and have a little bit of a tidy up. I think, to be honest, I need to change the earth now, you know. Needs some new earth in there. Good evening to Sherry. Hello to Sherry Parish. She takes antihistamine and I'm having difficulty sleeping and it's effective. If you're having difficulty sleeping. Oh, that's a new one. That's a new one. I don't know anyone that takes antihistamines to help them sleep. I thought it was just to stop, I don't know, rashes and lumps coming up and things like that. Jeff, Outlander is about time travelling. Yeah, I might enjoy that then, time travelling thing there. That sounds like my cup of tea, to be honest, Jeff. Thanks very much for that. Let's take a phone call. Hello, Mark Jones. Good evening, Mark.
Hello, Chris Whelan. How are you?
How are you? Anything for your mum on Mother's Day, or how, you know, what's a...
So actually, as you know, you probably don't know, I don't have my own mum anymore. I lost her when I was 15, but I have a surrogate mother.
You done what?
I have a surrogate mother. So
oh, right, okay, yes.
Stepped up, and so obviously when you have them, there's only like a certain conversations that you'd have with a mother.
Yeah, yeah.
She kind of took that place. So I bought her and her husband a meal, a restaurant delivered. £55 for a two-course meal.
55 quid, dear. Is there no McDonald's near you, my love?
It was a rip-off. I should have just took them to Marks and Sparks.
Oh, that's a lot. Well, what you should have done is got yourself a nice pretty box from Ryman's or somewhere like that, and got the stuff. Yeah, you're quite right. Got the stuff from, you know, a higher-end food market like Waitrose or Marks and Spencer's. Shoved it all in a box, done it up, nice card. You would have done that for like 15 quid. 55 quid for a dinner in a box? Jeez.
But the point was that she didn't have to cook, whereas that she'd have still had to cook it.
Was this place a particular place that they do that, or was it a restaurant that is sending stuff out in boxes?
It was a restaurant that are now sending stuff out in boxes, but there's chefs and Michelin star chef.
Right.
So obviously it comes with a price.
What was it called?
What did you say, dear?
What was it called?
What, the restaurant?
Yeah.
It's called Number 5 Bistro.
Number 5 Bistro. Oh, I must have a look at that here. So what do you get in the box then?
It was like a roast. It was 2 roast dinners.
Right. And these...
So one had turkey, one had beef.
And they're all cooked. And was it come on a plastic plate or something like that?
It comes in like takeaway cartons that you took yourself.
Right.
But it is well worth it because I've had one before myself.
Okay, well, fair enough.
So it is well worth it, and they have giant Yorkshire puddings.
Oh, I like those. Do you have to warm it up at all, or what? How's that work?
No, it comes, like they cook it at the restaurant, and then they bring it straight to you.
Oh.
So there's only like in a radius of the area. It's a local restaurant.
So you literally open the box and eat?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, you're paying for the name, aren't you? Like you just said, it's a Michelin star restaurant. You know. The amount of times we order a McDonald's here and a cold one comes by the time it's here.
We had a nice cheesecake as well.
Cheesecake. Oh, I had some the other night. Marks and Spencer's. 2 vanilla cheesecakes in a box, dear.
I can't afford Marks and Spencer's, dear.
Well, I'm not there all the time. Don't get me wrong. I went to Lidl on Friday. I've never spent so much in Lidl in my
Lidl.
life, dear. £66.
I hope you had 2 trolleys full.
Well, one trolley full. One trolley full there was. But
What, for £66?
It was £66 I spent in Lidl the other day.
Now, did you buy anything off the aisle that you didn't realise you needed?
No, never. No.
You're not buying anything off the
No. I know what I want. I got a list here. A list. The fact that it never seems to be in my pocket when I'm in the supermarket is neither here nor there. I write out the list, and then when I get there and I've got my basket, that list is either still at home, on the kitchen table, or in the car. When I get into the supermarket, and of course it's a one-way thing, you can't then pop out the same door that you've came in because it's got the sliding door. You'd have to go all the way around to the car and back out again. I always forget the damn shopping list.
That's not acceptable, Mr. Eden.
I know. And usually I'll go round and I'm sure I've got everything. And then you get home and you realise you haven't got something. And in my case, that was corn cubes. You know, meat alternatives. I'd forgotten those. So I had to have I had to do my usual campfire stew with only 1 bag of corn cubes instead of 3. I mean, I was practically starved to death, dear.
Well, do you know what you could have done? You could have cut the cubes up and you'd have had twice the amount.
Cut the cubes up and done what?
You'd have had twice the amount.
Oh, I suppose so. I could have cut them because they're quite chunky. You could probably cut them in 4, but then they'd probably be so small they'd just disintegrate into the rest of it.
Probably. So I'll tell you about my terrible day.
Yes, please do.
So last night I did some prep for the show today, which was at 12 o'clock.
Now, what is this you're talking about now?
My radio show.
Right, so you do a radio show. What side is that on?
It's on a station that nobody knows of, so that's okay.
Well, you must mention it, dear, because people are listening. They might want to hear you. That's like coming on here trying to sell
FM.
That's like coming on here trying to sell a book and not telling us what the title is. Get on with it, dear. What is it called?
Irrelevant, dear. They're irrelevant.
What is it called?
It's called Wigan FM.
Wigan FM. Thank you. Continue.
So I did the prep for the show last night, so like you do, but I do it on the computer, so it's all there in front of me on the screen. Did that. The computer wanted to update. Did the update on the computer. Thought no more of it. Come to this morning to plug it in. The screen wouldn't turn on.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. So I'm sending that. It's only 6 months old. So that's going back to Curry's tomorrow. Really good customer service. I rang them up. They told me a couple of things to do. It didn't work. Okay, we'll book you in. We'll come pick it up tomorrow.
So the screen doesn't work after a Windows update?
Yep.
Drivers. Got to be drivers.
Yep.
Got to be drivers.
So they can deal with that.
Yeah, the problem is, to fix the driver, you've got to have the screen on to see what you're doing. Or you and I would have to have that done. Sorry, I've got itchy nose. So I don't know how they get around that, but they probably.
Well, I'm sure they can just plug it into another screen, can't they?
Yeah, I had a screen go once. That was up in Lincolnshire last year. It was, and it was after I'd gone through the winter. Didn't go there for 2 months, and when I came back, screen wouldn't go on. I took it into a computer shop in. I wasn't ripped off at all in Tattershall and the places.
I'm going to Tattershall next month.
Yeah, you were at Tattershall Lakes, weren't you?
Yeah, no, I'm going next month again.
Oh, okay. Well, the computer shop, if you come out of Tattershall Lakes and turn right, you end up in Tattershall Village, don't you? And there's a co-op. Yeah? You know where the co-op is?
Yeah, on that little street.
Right, across the road is a place what does televisions, all second-hand televisions and stuff.
Yeah.
That's who fixed a computer. And I took it in and I left it for a couple of days and they didn't ring, so I rang them. Oh, it's all done. Okay, and I can't remember, £75, and it was the video card gone. She reckoned there'd been an electrical spike, which is often the case, and it knocks out video cards. So that was.
Well, the screen was still working because when I plugged it into another screen, it's a touchscreen laptop.
Yes.
So when I was moving the cursor around on the screen, it was still working. So I don't know what the problem was, but they're coming to pick it up tomorrow. Anyway. So that threw me. That's where I play my requests from as well.
Oh, right, okay. So you can't do anything now then?
No, so I did the show anyway. I just played the music I had in front of me, and that was that. But then, just after 1:15, the internet goes down.
Oh.
So I didn't even bother restarting. I just got up and left the room.
You've had a day of technology, haven't you, my love?
Yeah. So then I've come to work, and then the work computers aren't working either.
Oh.
So I give up. I've done nothing all night, and I'm not doing anything either because if it's not going to work, I can't do it.
Was that the internet at work not working as well? Hello?
Hello?
Was that the internet at work not working as well, or what?
No, I don't know what it was at work because the Wi-Fi is working because I've got it on my phone.
Oh, right, okay.
It's just it's just me, probably. Technology just doesn't like me today.
Never mind. There's always tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. Yeah. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow your internet will be on, but your screen will still not work. Sorry? Thanks for the call, Mark. Oh, has he gone? His phone has cut out now as well. Hello? Nope, he's gone. I think his phone has cut out there as well now. Thanks very much to Mark Jones for the call there. Ollie says, I think there should be a Children's Day where they do stuff for us as we just get to lounge about and get presents. Are you for real, Ollie? That's every day, mate. Christmas, birthdays. How many times do you get presents throughout the year? Go on, add up on a piece of paper how many presents you got last year. That's all your Christmas presents, all your birthday presents, all the other things that you get throughout the year, the days out, the meals that are cooked. Mothers only get one day of the year where they're loved. The rest of the year, they're hated. Isn't that terrible? Who was it last year I saw someone on there? Oh, it was Lou. I don't know if you know Lou on TikTok. Lou, someone or other, her name is. She said, oh, it's Mother's Day today. There they are, the nasty little kids. Oh, love you, Mum, love you, Mum. Don't give a toss about me the rest of the year. Lou, she's good. Good evening to Mike in Brighton. Hello, Mike. He says, I dream about New York cheesecake. However, in my last trip to Tesco's, I found a Black Forest Gatto for £2. Now, one of you likes Black Forest Gatto. Who is it now? I think it's Fran. It's either Fran or Rachel. My money's with Fran. Is it you, Fran? Someone likes Black Forest Gatto on here. £2. Needless to say, it was gone within 24 hours. Now do your yummy thing. That one. £2 for a whole Black Forest Gatto. Ain't going bad there, is it, eh? Talking of technology, which Mark was doing before he was cut off. I didn't do anything here, honestly, before he was cut off. I've got a little technological problem at the moment, and that is my label printer. I have a little Dymo. I don't think you... Let me try it on that camera. 1 minute. Can you see this? Can you see that? Yes, you can. There it is. There it is. Look, there it is. A little Dymo label printer there. Can you see that there? All right, that thing there with a little blue light on the front. There it is. Look. Okay, and it started chucking out blank labels. It's not printing. That's all it's doing. And I was trying to print out the labels last night for the various bingo prizes to come, and all we've got coming out is blank labels. So I thought, well, I'll have a quick look on the Dymo label help thing. And I've typed in Dymo label printer, not printing labels, and straight away at the top it says in red letters. So you know it's important. In red letters, dear. Oh, do you remember getting a red mark at school? Very bad. Red letters came up on my screen. I thought, hello, something's happened here. We are getting reports since the 11th of March, 4 days ago, that many of our products are printing, or something like many of our products are printing out blank labels and there's no text on. We believe this is due to the latest Windows update. We are working to resolve this. So if you've got a Dymo label printer and you've updated your Windows recently, be warned, you'll probably print out blank labels. Don't do anything. They'll release a fix at some point, and then we'll all be good to go. All right. Let's see. Adam the plumber's on the line. Good evening, Adam.
Good evening, Chris.
A very good evening. Long time no hear from your little voice, dear.
Indeed. There's nothing worse than opening a window and firing blanks.
Oh, isn't that awful, dear? It's
I
firing
know,
blanks
it's
out
terrible.
at me. What can you do with that, love?
I know.
Dreadful.
Anyway, Mummy's Day.
Yes.
Mummy's Day, yes.
Did you go and see your mummy or what?
I sent Mummy money this year.
Cash, dear. Cash?
Cash,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Good old-fashioned hard cash, because
Yeah.
she's 86 years old, and
Right.
she's a sort of believer that it's all done for commercialism.
Well, it is. It is.
It's a big commercial thing, and she said, don't bother sending me a card, don't bother sending me this, don't bother sending me this.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'll just put some money in your bank then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was it. I mean, years ago when I was a child, the flowers and
Oh, yeah,
chocolates,
yeah.
which she never used to eat because she couldn't eat chocolate, but she didn't tell me that at the time.
Right. Well, I mean, that
know.
whole... My friend Ross Patel, he does a show on Reach on Air, Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock. He don't like... He said they're all made-up days in a year to extract more money from you. Okay, birthdays and Christmases, okay. But then all the other days, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, this day, that day, Father's Day, all made-up days just to extract more money out of us to buy stuff that we don't really want to buy.
This is true. We need a Chris Reardon Day, I think, then.
I like the sound of that. Would that be where people send me in super chats? So that
Yes,
we
exactly.
might have to turn a light off very soon, actually, because I can hear that meter going around now, my love. Dreadful, dear. Buzz, 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 it's going. Have you got
Could be
any
a-
gadgets that go buzz like that, Adam?
Oh, I've got many buzzy
Yes.
gadgets, yes.
I'm sure you have,
BP
my
gadgets.
dear. Oh, well, there's
Yes,
a good boy. What's your mum going to do with the money? Do you know?
She'd probably go down the supermarket and buy herself something nice down there or something. I should imagine I'll do some shopping with it.
A little bingo night or something like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, she said to me, we were talking about it, and she was saying she often likes to buy tulips to put in the house.
Oh, I'm going to have to break into a song, dear. When it's
Go on, then.
spring again, I'll bring to you tulips from Amsterdam. We usually have Paul watching. He's in Amsterdam. He's not messaged in tonight, so he's probably doing something much more interesting than watching this crap.
So yeah, she was saying that she likes tulips, and she looked in the Morrisons, and they're normally £2 a bunch, but leading up to Mother's Day, they went up to £4 a bunch.
Yeah, we'll just wait till afterwards. It's the
Yeah.
same with the Valentine's Day. Just wait till 1 or 2 days afterwards, and you get everything for half the price. It's outrageous, really, but it's sale on
is.
demand. It's sale on demand, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is. Another subject I want to bring up quickly and move on to, if I may, is buying a house. Oh, are you there? Hello?
Yes.
Oh, we are there. Yes, I thought you'd chopped me off in my prime. Not the first time if you read the news of the world. Anyway, Dad, yes, buying a house. I'm thinking. Well, I'm in talks with my financial advisor, and he advises me that I can remortgage one of my properties and buy a house. So it will be the first time ever that I've bought a house.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm as nervous as hell.
Well, you would be, dear. It's all the worry that something's going to go wrong and it's going to cost you much more than you've actually got.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a worry. So it's interesting. I just wondered, from the viewers or yourself, what it was like when you first bought your first property. What it was like.
Well, I found it all very worrying, but of course, in that time, would have been 1980. 1989, I think, 88, 89 or something like that. And of course, at that time, prices were not like they are now. And I bought a one-bedroomed flat in Wandsworth, ex-council, because I was on this list.
Yep.
You joined a list to buy properties from the council. That was the whole thing invented by Margaret Thatcher, you see.
That's right.
And
yeah.
I joined this list way before I was married, actually. Then I got married and time passed, and then I sort of thought, when we got divorced, I thought, well, I think my next thing will be to buy a place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd completely forgotten that I was on this list.
Okay.
And in time, you move up the list. So years passed, and I'd been on this list, slowly moving my way to the top, or near the top. And then I looked at one place, I didn't like it, looked at the second place, and I thought, yeah, I liked it, put my name down and got it. And it cost me, in Wandsworth, southwest London, £24,500.
Wow.
Yeah. And for that, I had to go to the Nationwide and get a mortgage. And you had to have been with them for 6 months. And you went in, and it wasn't easy. You went in, you had a meeting, you met the manager or whoever it was dealing with it. And they said, right, well, you need to bring several wage slips across 6 months or something like that. We can see that you've been saving regularly, this, that, and the other. Okay, we'll lend you, what was it, 75% of the money? There was no 100% mortgages then.
No.
Didn't exist. 75%. So you had to save, I think I had to save £4,000 or £5,000 at the time, and then you were able to get a mortgage for the rest. And that's how I started. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose
the feeling, the feeling of actually getting those keys and then letting yourself in for the first time is amazing.
Yes, I can imagine. That's what I'm looking forward to. Thinking of carrying Royston over the threshold.
Oh, did you think you'd be able to lift him? Oh, sorry. Hush my mouth, dear. Let me just...
No, it'd be the other way. It'd be the other way around at the moment.
Talking of which, you failed to ring in last week with your most recent weight, my dear.
I know. I was unavailable.
Could you just
last
ask,
Wednesday.
is Royston with you now, my dear?
He's not at the moment. He is currently working. I'm waiting to pick him up, so he should be finished in the next few minutes.
But you're there, aren't you? Could I ask you to just pop yourself on the scale, and I'll make a note here. Could you just pop on the scale?
I would pop myself on the scale, but unfortunately I'm in my work van. I'm waiting to pick Royston up, so I can't can't hop on the scale. But I will text it into you when I arrive back at the Royston and Adam
excellent
chateau.
And what are you going to have? A little dinner later, perhaps half a lettuce leaf each or something like that, my love?
Yes, I think so. Half a lettuce leaf each with probably 4 ton of dead animal and bread
no
and
dead
all
animals,
that kind of thing.
dear. No dead animals. Anyway, so how far? Tell us where you've got with this house. Have you seen a house that you want to buy?
Well, I've seen a house.
Flat,
it's 180,000
right
for a 2-bedroom, which has got the potential to be a 4-bedroom.
Okay.
Because basically the way it is at the moment, it's got a basement which is not being used, which is good enough to put the kitchen in.
Sorry,
then we have
can I just stop you there? Is this for you or is this to rent out?
No, this is for me.
Right. Okay.
So at the moment it's classed as a 2-bedroom terrace, but they've already converted the loft. And that's been done properly by the looks of it from what I can see. So technically it's a 3-bed. But if I move the kitchen down into the basement area, move the bathroom down 1 floor, then I technically will have a 4-bedroom property for 180,000. Okay. It'll obviously need some work doing to it, but it's got central heating, it's got double glazing, it's got the basics. The rest of it I should be able to do myself. But obviously it'd be a long-term plan, plan to do it up.
Whereabouts is this?
This in Maidstone.
Maidstone, okay.
In the town centre.
Is your
yeah, go on.
Do you have a mortgage arranged or what?
I've got a financial advisor who is going to remortgage my property that I own at the moment. Right. The one that I rent out.
Okay.
So that has no mortgage on it at the moment. So
right. Good.
I'll be able to get up to 75%.
I see what you're doing. Yeah, I see what you're doing. You're going to borrow against that to give you the money for that. If I may recommend full structural survey. Some people say, oh, don't bother with any of that. I would do it. Pay the extra money, have a full structural survey. Everything checked out. Because you don't want any sort of nasty surprises a little bit further down the line.
No, that's definitely
worth
that
every
very
penny.
true.
Worth the money, dear.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, it is mid-terrace, so that at least that gives it... It's supported from both sides.
Yeah.
But yes,
the full structural survey may say, well, actually, the roof's really dodgy. You need a new roof. Well, bang, there goes 10 grand. you know,
Exactly,
20 grand.
yeah. No, most
And
definitely.
You may decide then at that point, well, yeah, I'll have that done, or you may decide, no, I won't buy it then, you know, and then
That's
two, I don't know what a full structural survey is now, but 200 or 300, 400 pounds maybe, but worth every penny if it's going to
Oh,
save
most
you
definitely.
a mistake.
Well, it's like the property that I have at the moment. I have it fully insured. It costs me £450 a year.
Yes.
If you work that out, that's that's basically £1 a day,
Yeah.
and that literally covers me for everything, from
Yeah,
the
good.
carpets to the roof.
Yeah, good.
You know, it's just not worth skimping on. You know, we can save a tenner here if we knock this off, or
No.
save £20 if you knock this off. I just don't see the point in trying to save money when it comes to insurances and stuff.
Yeah, good. No, you're doing the right thing now. Well, yes, as I say, it's wonderful to receive those keys and let yourself in.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping. Fingers crossed.
I've just got a message here from Mark Bowles. Mark is originally from Shepway. Do you know it? Shepway, Maidstone, originally.
Yes,
my parents
that's where
still
I live
live
now.
there.
That's where I live now, yep.
Is that where you are, Shepway?
Shepway in Maidstone, yes.
Okay. Do you want to tell us the name of the road, or you don't have to if you don't want to?
I can do. It's Durham Close.
Durham Close. Do you know that at all, Mark? Durham Close? Don't turn up. No, he probably, bless his little heart, he probably thinks I'm living there and he's going to turn up there. That's not my actual address, Mark. No, darling, no. That will be sent to you privately by text message at some point, my love. All right?
That's it.
You got all quiet now. There's a gap. So I'll close the call. Thanks very much for calling, Adam.
Thank you. Cheers
Nice
now.
to talk to you.
Bye-bye.
Cheerio. Isn't that wonderful, buying his first property? I love it. You may have heard him there say he's already got a place that was left to him by someone. I think it's very different. You know, if you're lucky enough to be, well, not lucky that someone's died, obviously, but if you're lucky enough to have been left somewhere, you know, you can sort of use that. But I was left half my mum's money, and my sister had the other half. Mum and dad's money. I beg your pardon. Mum and dad's money, and my sister had the other half. And she had a family, of course, my sister, so she spent hers on things, and I put mine into properties. So that's what we did with ours. But you know, to lose someone is just awful, isn't it? Some of your messages here, Amelia Phillips. Thank you, Amelia. Did we do you last week, Amelia? Amelia Fear 16.7. Oh, you're 16.5 now, are you? Okay, well, we'll leave that off. We're going to do that on Wednesday. Okay, is our weigh-in day. Good evening to Michael Lawrence. Hello to you. He's got fantastic news. His sister's having a baby in August. I'm so pleased. Keep up the fantastic work. Oh, we like babies. Well, I say that. I wouldn't want one here living permanently. Oh, the noise. Oh, we wouldn't be able to do this, would we? I'll be wiping bums and feeding him. Bitty. I could do that. I think I can actually do that, actually. As mentioned on the last show, wasn't it, eh? I could do with a bra at the moment, to be honest. Yeah. No, make too much noise. I couldn't have one around the house all day. Oh, no. How'd you put up with that, ladies? It's too much, isn't it? Fran, yes, Fran indeed does love Black Forest Gatto. I thought it was you, Fran. You naughty lady. Oh, gorgeous. And Ollie K loves chocolate cheesecake. It's the best. You need to try it if you haven't. I've had that. Don't worry. And Rachel said it's me, Chris. Yummy. So actually, Rachel and Fran are loving the Black Forest Gatto.
Hang on.
Daniel, do you like Black Forest Gatto?
And Chris, I think there's a bit of problem.
What? Not
Chris,
happening?
what's going
No.
on?
Okay, I'll let you work that out for a while there, my darling. Okay, you have a little work on there. All right. We were talking about someone's technology. I've got another technology story here somewhere for you. Here it is. Yeah, Mark was having trouble with his technology. Well, it could get worse. It could get worse, Mark, and I'll tell you why. And this was in the Daily Mail yesterday. Britain's army of home workers, and you could, I mean, this isn't a job, is it? But it's like a job, because I like to be here at the same time, on time, and everything runs fairly smoothly. So it's like a job. But I do require the internet. Now, I'm on Virgin Media here. And up at our Lincolnshire television studio complex, the internet is provided by Three, the telephone mobile network. It's all mobile. So I don't really have anything to do with BT. Virgin don't lease their lines from BT. I'll just come back to that in a moment. Let's try Daniel again. Hello, Daniel.
Right, I'm in. Can you hear me now, Chris?
Yes, too loud as usual, but never mind.
Am I? Oh, all right. I'll just
You
come
do
down.
like to muck around with that Skype. Can't you just ring from a normal phone like everyone else?
Well, if you think that's going to be better.
Well, it might be, but
Just
carry
make
on
it-
now, dear. Get on with it.
All right then. So, yeah. So, you want to know about Mother's Day?
Yes?
It wasn't up to. Well, Mum had the usual card, and well, what would have been perfume. I don't really know much about buying perfume, but it ended up being something called body mist.
Body mist. Is that a name of a perfume, is it? Isn't that more like a
no.
spray, like a deodorant type thing?
Could be. I just don't know. She appreciated it anyway.
Oh, well, that's all that matters then, dear. You know,
Yes.
it's all that matters. What are you
Yes.
doing, dear?
I'm just trying to get comfy.
Well, couldn't you have done that before you called in?
Well, I tried, but I wasn't as comfy then.
Well, get on with it, dear.
Ooh. So anyway, what's on your? Let's have a look. What's on your agenda tonight then?
Well, you don't even know.
No, well, no, I've come in. You see,
Well, we haven't got
and
very
I've come
far
to my
yet.
mum's. We've had a roast lamb dinner with
Yeah.
batter pudding and taters.
That poor lamb. They're so young. Why are people eating dead animals that are lambs? It's even worse than eating a cow. It's only been on the planet for a few months.
Well, I don't know. I'd ask my mum, Chris. She gets it.
Poor things. Anyway, get on with it, dear.
Yeah.
We're only here till 10.
Let's have a look. Printer failure. Could there be a Katie Price lottery?
No, just a minute. I haven't done that yet. I haven't done it yet. Next.
Products that have been ruined by
No,
changes?
haven't done that yet.
But that's the only thing I think I can talk about.
Well, perhaps you'll wait until we get to that and then call back.
Would you rather I did that?
Well, yeah, preferably
Oh,
because
all right
people
then.
don't know.
All right.
Thank
Want
you.
me to call?
Bye-bye.
All right.
Oh, it gets so hard sometimes. It really does. It's like actually being in the chat box sometimes and you're not in the chat box. You know what I mean? Just a reminder, gang, if you're new to the show, welcome along. There is a chat box. You can join in there. But I'm not in the chat box. To contact me, just use the text number up there. Or you can send an email or phone in at some point as well, okay? 0208 144 3477. I mean, do wait for the blooming subjects to come up before you start ringing in and talking about them. What's the point of that? There's no point in my being here. He would have rattled all that. That's half the show gone, dear. Anyway, back to this story here. Yeah, if you're on BT, Virgin, if you're on Virgin Media, I don't think you need to worry about this because Virgin Media doesn't use any of the BT lines. But a lot of the other, if you're with someone like Sky, Talk, people like that, they lease part of the line from BT. Now, I think some of them, including Sky and Talk, are starting to get their fibre all the way from them to your house. But at the moment, a lot of the lines are still leased via BT. They provide sort of the last bit of it. And here's the bad news. In the Daily Mail, Britain's army of home workers could soon come to a standstill. 45,000 workers from BT are about to strike nationally for the first time in more than 30 years in a row over jobs. And the last strike, I was in BT and I had to go on strike. I was quite new to the engineering section. And I remember we had a meeting and the our line manager came in. Larry, his name was, Larry Pritchard. One of the nicest people you could meet. Such a nice person. The blokes used to take the mick out of him. But I remember him coming in, he says, all right, lads, you know our management, so I can't say a lot. But all I want to say, there's some new lads here now. Just do what all the older blokes do and you'll be fine. Okay, thanks, Larry. And then we all went to this meeting, which was at Wimbledon Odeon, I think it was. It was in a theatre. All the union people went to this meeting and it was decided that we striked, and we did. I can't remember how long we were on strike for. I don't think we got paid when we were on strike. and there was some sort of fund going around. I was okay because I was DJing at the weekend, so I got a little bit of money coming in anyway. But we didn't get any wages. I remember that strike. I think it went on for some time, you know, that last strike, and I was in that. Back to this story, some 45,000 members of the Communications Workers Union in British Telecom, Openreach and EE are set to be balloted over the issue. They say the door is still open for discussions, but this could affect Openreach, which is the section of British Telecom that provides that line, that internet line. So it says, we want to assure businesses and the public that we do not want to see disruptions to services. The action is about protecting our members. This is coming from the union, but it's also about protecting the service they provide to homes and businesses. So you may find poor old Mark Jones has got something else to deal with now, haven't you, Mark? The fact that the phone lines might go off. There we are. Now, I'm going to help, who was it? Dan Woodhouse now. And I'll do the two stories that we were going to do, okay, which we haven't got to yet. And then he can call in after that, right? Now, this is in the Sun today, gang. I think there is about to be a Katie Price lottery. Roll up, lads. Roll up. Get your tickets ready. Why? Because the Sun is reporting mother of 5, Katie Price, has revealed she hopes to have another 4 children before it's too late. She's denied rumours she was expecting again got confirmed. Her and her boyfriend are trying for a baby. She wants another 4. So here's my prediction, boys and girls. I mean, I think she's going to have some sort of lottery. And all these blokes are going to buy raffle tickets. And if your number is pulled out, you will be able to go and make a baby with Katie Price. Are you liking the sound of that, boys? Now, how many fathers is there now? He's the dad of that one. I think he's got 2 with her. That one there's got 1. Just my thoughts on the whole subject, really. Who could be the father this time? She says he wants to be that Carl Woods, who is, I have to say, is particularly good looking. What he's doing with her when he could be with me, I do not know. I think Katie Price is about to do a raffle because she likes the money, doesn't she? She likes the money and the publicity, and it's all there. All she's got to do is have a bit of a raffle, okay? Pick out 4 tickets, okay? Ticket number 663. You can be the father of baby number 1. And she turns the ticket over, reads out the name of the person, and then they get together and have a baby. And then another one she picks out. I mean, it could go on for years, couldn't it? Well, not really, because she's 42. It's about to stop, isn't it? When do ladies stop having babies? Or is it different? It's probably different for everyone, is it, I suppose? Really? But I think that's what Katie Price is going to do. Daniel. What do you think, Daniel? Not yet. What's the other story you saw that we started to talk about? Here we go. Yes. There it is. What products have been ruined by changes? This subject I chose tonight because Good Housekeeping, and I didn't know this, have revealed Jaffa Cake fans. Do you like Jaffa Cakes? Little orange things underneath that dark chocolate with the softy type biscuits. Is it a cake or is it a biscuit? Well, big news for Jaffa Cake fans. McVitie's have unveiled 2 new fruity Jaffa Cake flavours. Cherry and passion fruit. That going to work for you? Both are such distinct and popular flavour choices, we can't decide which tastes better. What do you reckon? Or are they about to ruin the brand? We've seen this over the years. Do you remember the absolute disaster when some idiot decided to change and improve the flavour of Coca-Cola? Do you remember that one? It was a disaster. And they quickly had to bring out Coke Classic, didn't they? I don't know what it is now. I actually think maybe the new version was better, but we're all used to the old version, aren't we? Don't you think? We're used to the old taste of Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola taste that we have grown up with since we were little people. And we don't like people to muck around with it. There were some people reporting that Cadbury's chocolate had changed the taste. But the Americans who own Cadbury's now swore blind that they hadn't changed the recipe at all. But what they had done was change the shape of the chocolate squares. You remember buying chocolate and it was squares with little sharp corners, which weren't really sharp because the moment you put them on your tongue, they melted and smoothed down, didn't they? You buy a bar of chocolate now and it tends to be look like all rounded and it does appear to change the taste. So there you go, Daniel. I think they're the two stories that you were going to talk about. So if you want to call in again now, I'll take your call. 0208 144 3477. It says in this story, the new launch of the Jaffa Cakes promises the nation's beloved cake with new and exciting flavours, just like the original orange Jaffa Cakes we all know and love. The cherry and passion fruit fillings are sandwiched between the same dark chocolate and springy sponge, because we like the cake bit underneath, don't we? Don't you think? Available in supermarkets now in recyclable packs of 10, the new flavours are joining the classic orange and the tasty pineapple Jaffa Cakes. Well, I haven't seen any pineapple ones. Did you know they existed? Giving us enough flavours to make a whole fruit salad. So it's cherry. I mean, these are already out. Maybe you've tried one of these. Cherry and passion fruit. I'm interested in the passion fruit one, I must say. Cherry, not really into cherry. Not really into cherry. I think I just missed you there, Daniel. Do you want to try that again? I don't think I'd like the cherry one. I never really like... Well, I haven't had a cherry one for ages. McDonald's do cherry apple pies, do they? No, or cherry pies rather than apple pies. Now and again, don't they, as a sort of a temporary thing. Passion fruit, I'll give that a go. Quite like the taste of passion fruit, do you? Not an actual passion, or can't bear the seeds, or they get caught in your teeth, dear. Not nice. So there we are. That's the new McVitie's cakes. Will that work? Or will they completely ruin the taste of it? I don't know. Hello to Steve. Good evening, Steve. Steve says, Cadbury's chocolate crisp. He says, not the same since the Yanks bought it out and changed some of the bars. Oh, is it your birthday today, Steve? Oh, we've got a birthday gang. Birthday in the house. Are you ready, everyone? Sing after 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Steve. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Murray. Hope you have a lovely time, my darling. We've got a call coming in. Finishing 3-1. Who's that on the line, please?
It is me, Daniel Woodhouse.
Ah, hello, Daniel. Oh, you're on a phone now. How exciting.
Yes, I'm on my own mobile phone.
Well, that works better, darling. Works so much better. I do hope that you're not paying for this call and it is coming out of your prepaid package.
Yeah. It is.
What you got then, Daniel?
Right, well, for one, that Katie Price lottery...
Yes? You want a ticket?
I didn't understand.
I'm looking after the tickets.
I didn't understand it, bloody, but you don't think I'm fazed by her, do you?
Well, I thought you might like her a little bit, no?
She ain't really done anything great for me. You know, if I want my own girlfriend, I'll just go out with, I'll just go out on Friday night with her mates.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, and...
Have you been very successful at that recently?
Well, no, because we've been in lockdown.
Oh, of course, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. It ain't really been much. But what was the other thing? Products that have been affected by change.
Yes.
Oh, now you get me started.
Ruined by change.
Yeah, well, it's jeans, isn't it?
Jeans?
They've been ruined. Yeah, they've been ruined.
What's wrong with those?
Well, I know I said this to you probably a few weeks ago, but these modern jeans, jeans that we had back in the 80s or the 90s.
Yes.
It just, that they were quite something. They were proper then, but now you get these modern jeans now, and they're just not the same. They're just like, this is why I've been going around retro sales. They have one in Spitalfields every Saturday. I've been going around there every Saturday to try and find the best of what I can, and you compare them to modern jeans, and you realise, things that they were better when they were old, back in the 80s or the 90s.
What is it you don't like about? Is it the skinny jeans? Is it because your arse has got so fat you can't get into them a pair?
No, I'm not saying it's about anything. It's skin. I'm talking about the actual jeans themselves, like, material-wise.
Oh, right.
In the old days, jean was actually, it was thick jean, proper thick, hard-wearing, heavy-duty jeans.
Yes. They're a bit thin
and then
now.
for some reason, they seem to have, something's happened down the line, and I think it might be something to do with the environment.
Oh, right.
I saw a video sometime last year. So it was some of these girls who've on these sort of like environmental know-it-alls,
Oh, yes. Sticking themselves to lampposts.
Yeah, and they go about, why did they were using so much water in jeans? And it sort of like made me think, oh, hang on, is that why jeans are like they are now? Maybe because they've been listening to them, and they've thought, well, if we use less water, then that will satisfy them, but then also the quality of the jeans will be more crap. I'm getting a bit of a vibe there,
What about too much water being used for the jeans?
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know how anything like.
Continue.
I mean, because I don't think there's anything really that great about buying them nowadays. I mean, or even like, I mean, back in the old days, we had these, you had these brands. There was Joe Bloggs. There's obviously boogie jeans that I'm actually wearing now. Funnily enough, there was hardcore jeans as well. I've got them too. And that, brands that sounded a bit like nice. Now what jeans are everyone buying now? Primark.
Oh, well,
if that was 30 years ago, you'd be laughed at if it was 30 years ago.
They're not the same quality. I've got 501s. I can't get into them anymore, but they lasted for years and years and years. Those 50, I've still got some now, and as I say, there might be a couple of pairs that I can put on. Obviously, I can't get the size 32 waist ones on anymore, but you only needed to buy one or two pairs. That was it. They lasted for years and years and years. Whether these Primark ones will or not, I don't know.
No, well, they don't. It's just a strange way that the jean fashion has changed now. That everything seems to be like, it just seems to be so hip that you buy your jeans in Primark. I can't believe that. I mean, Primark was known as like the lowest of the low when they went originally at first, and now they're trying to make themselves stand up.
Yeah, see, I expect the people that go to Primark would not agree with you. I mean, I don't really go there, but I know a lot of people that do. It's not that you can go in there at the moment. I think, can you go in Primark at the moment, or is that closed?
No, well, ours is definitely closed.
That's closed, is it? Where'd you get your stuff from then?
Well, either I go around the retro sales, or I go. Obviously, I'm all around looking at what's on the internet, and all the time I look at stuff. I'm getting nitpicky about what I'm having.
Have you ever thought about eBay?
Oh yeah, well of course that's where a lot of these boogie jeans they come on eBay about every 5 months or so. Once every 5 months, you'll get something will come up there.
Yeah.
And you'll see. And the thing is, I only made these boogie jeans up to 1989.
Right.
So it was about a 7-year period.
Yeah.
That they made them, and that was it. And then that was it, and then they stopped. So to get them, it is quite rare.
Right.
But you'd think they would cost me a lot. But
Yeah,
I think you paid up to about £30 because I don't think anyone remembers them enough.
Well, I certainly remember a pair of my hardcore jeans, and they were too long in the leg. I never had them taken up. They look really rough on me, but they were a very good quality jean. I've just looked those up on eBay. You can buy a pair of they're second hand, but that's not a problem, is it? Second hand, you wash them when you get them.
Yeah, yeah.
You up with that? Yeah. So second hand jeans, size 34 leg. Size 34 waist. Says 34L. What does that mean? Is that long leg? I think that's long leg. Okay. Barely used. £3.99.
What brand is this?
That's hardcore.
Oh, well, they are hardcore jeans.
Hardcore. There's a pair of True Religion ones here. Remember that name? £34.95. They're brand new. Fire Trap. Did we know Fire Trap? Fire Trap there.
Fire.
So there's bargains to be had as long as you're not too squeamish about wearing second-hand clothes. It wouldn't bother me. There's a pair here. Look at this. Hugo Boss. Now, let's have a look. Hugo Boss jeans. It says well worn and torn. 36 waist. £8.99. Buy now. Hugo Boss. And you know how dear they are to buy them new. Those sort of things.
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah, I will say one thing though. If you're getting jeans, that some of the jeans I've had before, they've actually been taken up by the person. The person has altered them with their sewing machine and all that. And I can actually tell if they've done that.
How?
There's a giveaway. Well, when you bought proper. Well, when you bought proper old school jeans all those years ago, the way they should be, right at the bottom of them, that gold stitch down the bottom.
Yes.
You can feel a pleat round there, can't you?
Right.
There's a bit of a pleat. But when people do it on their own accord, they forget about that. And you feel round that gold stitch, and it feels straight all round. That is a giveaway that they have been altered.
But does that matter if no one can see it?
Well, I do. I see it. I can see it. I can see the pleat. I like the pleat being there. It feels nice.
I very much doubt that anyone notices it, though.
When it comes to jeans wear, Chris, I'm a nitpicky sod.
Are you? Oh, well.
Oh, I am. I know. I've done a lot of people crackers over the years about what.
Get yourself on eBay. I'd like to see Mark Bowles in a nice pair of tight 501s. I don't know if he's got any that he could wear for me.
Well, I'll leave that to you, Chris.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Daniel.
Yes, all right then.
Is your bingo tonight? Have you got bingo tonight?
Sorry?
Are you doing daily bingo? Aren't you doing daily bingo now on your...
that?
Yes.
That? Well, it was just it was an idea, Chris.
Right.
I've only actually had Leslie Ross ask me anything about it at all so far.
Well, talk about it now. Advertise yourself. Go on.
Well, yes. Oh, no. Well, yes. So what I was having the idea, everybody, was an actual daily bingo game where you actually ask them. I will send you actually out physical paper tickets, and then they could then all be played actually by me. Like they'll be up to about 5 pages worth a day played.
So how does that work then? How does that work?
Well, just you'd have to come on my Facebook,
right,
and then ask me there. I'd have to have your address, and I will send them out to you in the post free of charge. And it will just actually give me. It might be a start, Chris, because I've been getting worried about the bingo lately. It's got, and I was at one point I was on a high. People were buying,
yes,
and then all of a sudden it's gone down again, and I ain't done anything to it. I ain't touched anything, changed anything. I was left things as they were. And I hope it wasn't some nasty review I had back from someone saying these tickets didn't all look the same.
Well, say someone here wants to play your bingo. So are you saying there's bingo tomorrow?
Well, there wouldn't be tomorrow because no one would have tickets yet because these are actual.
You're not selling it very well, dear. You want to do bingo, so sell it.
Right. Well, if anyone is interested in playing a daily bingo game, all you've got to do, come on my Facebook, friend request me, and then you just give me your address, and you will have the set of bingo tickets posted to you direct. When we get enough players, then we'll be okay to play. That is the story so far, Chris. Well, I can say. Because, we've got to have the players first. What we used to say in proper bingo terms, bums on seats.
Right. So how do they find you on Facebook?
Just put in Daniel Woodhouse Bingo and there'll be that lovely photo of me in that shirt.
Daniel Woodhouse Bingo. What do they search that on Facebook, do they?
Yes. Yeah, they'll soon recognise who's me. It'll have Romford there as well. We can put Daniel Woodhouse Romford.
Daniel Woodhouse Bingo. There we go.
Yeah. Have I sounded better on this call tonight?
Yes, much better. Much better.
Yeah, it's probably because I'm standing up. Normally when I've done you on Skype,
it's all the mucking around with Skype and all that. It never works that well because we're not like professional people doing it like that. And really, if you're going to use Skype or something like that, you've got to test it first. Well, we can't do that because there's only me sitting here. Well, I say that. Me and the millions of telephone operators that are standing by at all times to answer your calls. So
yes. Did you recruit them from Crime Watch?
No, they did not come from Croydon. Is there anyone on this programme coming from Croydon? Thank you very much. Not having any of that stuff. Dreadful.
Oh.
Thanks for your call, Daniel.
Anyway, okay, Chris. See you on Wednesday.
Cheerio now. Bye-bye, Daniel.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, yeah, Daniel calling in there with his little bits and pieces. 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in tonight or text. Steve Murray says there's a great app for clothes called Vinted, Vinted, which I don't really know anything about that. So thank you for that, Steve. Let's have a look. Hello to Built in Scotland. Good evening, Mick, who says, Mother's Day, not good for me this year, as my mum passed away on the 13th of February. I'm sorry to hear that, Mick. I seem to lose a lot of people on Facebook at the moment. It's not a single day that goes by without someone doing a RAP. So rest in peace to your mum there, Mick. All right. Hello to Maureen, who says, happy birthday to Steve Murray for today. Yeah, that's from our Maureen Steve, who I know you know very well. Okay. Here's one for you. Who doesn't flush the toilet? Is it you? Who doesn't flush the toilets? Your opportunity to out them on the show today. Is there someone in your house, or maybe not someone in your house, someone outside your house who comes to your house, uses the toilet and doesn't flush it? Oh, I hate it. I hate people using my toilet. You know that, don't you? Certainly, here I'm lucky here because I've got downstairs toilet and upstairs toilet. No one uses the one up here. No, I hate people using my toilet. My sister seems to make a beeline, purposely, a beeline for my toilet in the caravan whenever I'm there. I've put a lock on the door. I'm going to put a lock on the door so she can't use it. She can go around the side of the caravan outside, squat down there. Hate people using the toilet. But do you know someone who uses your toilet? And I came out with that idea tonight because I've started watching Dragon Den on YouTube. They have like single stories on there from Dragon's Den, and there they all are, Tuka Sullivan and Peter Jones and my favourite Deborah Meaden. Oh, she can be a cow, Deborah Meaden. I love her. I think she's fabulous, Deborah Meaden. And there was a one on here earlier, and it was advertised as the most ridiculous investment ever. And this bloke come on, he was from Ireland, from Dublin. And he'd come out with this device called Kids Flush. And basically, it was aimed at parents of little children who don't flush the toilet. Now, it can only be installed on toilets with buttons. Now, I don't have those here, but actually I think my toilet at the caravan, I think that has buttons on the top. And it's this plastic device, with suctions on the bottom, suction cups on the bottom, and a button. And you position this thing over the button of the toilet and stick it down with your suction pads. And this thing is brightly coloured, and the big button on the top, plastic button on the top, is brightly coloured as well. And when you push it down, it plays a little tune. And his idea is that it will encourage children to flush the toilet when they've gone. No one likes an unflushed toilet. I mean, it's bad enough people using my toilet. But using it and not flushing it, that is a criminal thing, that is. The police should be dragged off of Clapham Common and brought here to eject anyone from my toilet who does things like that. Awful. Awful. Right. So this thing goes over down it. Anyway, so they're now talking about it. He wants £40,000 investment. And Peter Jones was saying, so basically it's a button for a button. And he's like, well, yeah, it is. And Peter Jones weren't having none of it. He said, well, why don't you just tell your children to flush the toilet? I don't have any problem with mine. When you push it down and it plays a little tune. Ding, 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 something like that, you know. Plays a little tune like that. And they all dropped out. Deborah Meaden, she dropped out of talk as well. You know, she was saying you don't really need something. You've kind of got something here that you don't actually need. And I do go along with it, actually. I go along with it. And then the other lady with the long black hair, nope, she weren't investing. And then Tuka invested. He made him an offer because he believed in the product. Pushed a little button, do 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 do, flushes the chain and plays a little tune. Perhaps you'd like one of those in your toilet. Give you a little bit more entertainment. Not only were you taking your mobile phone to watch various videos in there while you're sitting there, or read the news, or check your Facebook messages, something like that, you can have a little button on the toilet, at least for the children, to push it down like that. I love it. So that was Dragon's Den. Do have a look. There's loads of those little Dragon's Den things on YouTube. It's funny, actually, after you've watched one of a certain type of thing, you keep getting suggestions for the same thing. Have you noticed that? I've got a long list of all these Dragon's Den things to watch. At least you do see the whole story, though. Unlike Judge Rinder. Now, I quite like Judge Rinder, right? The trouble is, his videos on the YouTube, they don't show you the whole story. You'll get most of the story, and then at the point he comes on and says, make sure you subscribe to your channel, and you don't get the rest of the story. Or they might split it up into 3 parts, and you see the first part, you can't find the second or the third part. Most annoying, so I'm not really watching the Judge Rinder things on there. Okay, what else have we got on our little show today? Netflix. Who's got Netflix? You have, haven't you? Do you watch much on Netflix? I watched a film last night. No Good Deed, it was called. Anyone seen that? No Good Deed. It's about this prisoner, and he gets out of prison, and he's murdering people. Very, very good film. It's not that long, actually. I think it's about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes, or something like that. Okay, and he goes to this house, and he wants to use a lady's phone. And she's a bit cagey about it. Eventually, she invites him in. But that's all I'll tell you about it. That's quite good. No Good Deed on Netflix. And I also watched, before I came up and chatted to you today, another episode of Superstore, which is just hilarious. It's about the goings-on between the staff and the customers in this American superstore. Because I've got fantastic shops over there. When I go abroad, I like to look in foreign supermarkets. I find them fascinating. Israel, America, Australia. America, Publix were my favourite. Publix. Publix. It's a green logo. And in Australia, there's Woolworths. Woolworths is still over in Australia. It's more of a supermarket. It's not like a hardware place. It's a supermarket selling food. And Coles, Coles, supermarkets in Australia. The other one in... Now, what's the one in America? Target. I think that's more of a clothes place, Target. Clothes and hardware. I don't think they do food in there. I like going, seeing all these places. And Superstore is on Netflix. And as I say, that's about an American store and the goings on between the customers. It's just hilarious. The customers and the staff there. So give that a watch. And I mentioned Netflix because there's this story which has been doing the rounds the last couple of days, and the Sun's take on it. Netflix users who shared their passwords with family and friends are facing a crackdown launched by the US streaming giant. Now, if you've got Netflix, you'll know there are varying different levels of membership. Now, I know someone who's got the 4-screen one. So you can have 4 different Netflixes playing on his account. So you could have one for him, one for his wife, one for the child number 1, one for the child number 2. So you can have 4 different things playing on Netflix at any one given time, for which they pay X amount of money for. Okay? So I think that's called the 4-screen one. Now, one of the children doesn't live at home. When I say children, I'm talking 30 years plus here, right? Okay? Both of the children don't live at home. So they're watching it there, and they're watching it. But they're paying for 4 screens. So what's the problem? Well, it says here, the company is testing a feature, this is Netflix in the Sun, designed to root out account sharers, meaning if you borrow someone's login, you may soon have to pay for your own account in full instead. Now, I'm not sure exactly what this means. Because if you're paying for 4 screens, which I don't know what that costs. Does anyone know what that is? Can someone look that up? The 4-screen account. How much does that cost? Not the basic one. The basic one, I think you just get one. You can watch one thing at a time on one TV. If you see what I mean. It says that some users this week report being met with a screen reading. If you don't live with the owner of this account, you need your own account to keep watching. Now, I don't know if that is in the terms and conditions when you sign up. Does anyone here watching this show now read terms and conditions? I doubt it very much, but it's probably in there somewhere. Viewers are reportedly given the option to verify their identity through a code sent to the account's owner, or can choose to complete the process later. So that's interesting. Right, so perhaps you're the son or daughter of your parents, you're paying for 4 screens, you're watching at that address, they're watching at that address, suddenly you get this request. You're going then to have to ring or email the owner of the account to say, I need a code for this, can you check your emails? Well, that's going to be blooming inconvenient, isn't it? In a statement, Netflix said this test is designed to help ensure that people are using Netflix accounts are authorised to do so. Netflix has previously said it was comfortable with users sharing their passwords, which we spoke about a few years ago on this show, didn't we? I was always surprised at that. Netflix saying, yeah, you can share your password with other people, you know, but if you've signed up to watch one screen, you can only watch it on one device at a time. Well, one of my mates has signed up for 4 screens. So surely he can 4 screens at a time, no matter where they are. That was the offer. Sign up for 4 screens, you can have that. You know? In 2016, the bloke who's in charge had no plans on a crackdown of people sharing passwords. He said password sharing is something you have to learn to live with because there's so much legitimate password sharing, like you sharing your spouse with your kids. So there's no bright line and we're doing as fine as we are. But they've changed it, you see. It says that according to the Netflix terms of service, account details should not be shared with individuals beyond your household. Well, does that... So the people living in the house. So maybe it does say something. In the UK, a monthly subscription range costs from $5.99 to $13.99, depending on the package. Netflix already offers some account sharing features designed to let people in a single household use one login. That's probably the 4-screen thing. See, you can have 4 screens, but you've got to be in the same house. So that would be the same IP, wouldn't it? Do those virtual IPs work with something like this, I wonder? Profiles let users switch between their own browsing history. So when the Netflix comes on, you know, it might have mum, dad, son, daughter. And there's your profile. You just click on that. But it's saying here you've got to be in the same household there. So we'll see how that pans out in a while. Mike in Brighton says Netflix has been a lifesaver. If you close your Netflix account for 24 hours and restart, you get HD for the price of SD. And a multi-screen, normally £4. Also, your history is restored. It's like a promo. Is that right? If you close your Netflix account for 24 hours and restart, you'll get HD for the price. Well, you see, I don't understand what that means, to be honest. I don't understand what you're saying there. Why would you close the account in the first place? Oh, look at that! Good God! Good God! We got a couple of what do you call them? A couple of super chats come in today. Good God! Thank you very much. How kind. One moment, please. First from Gary Ross, a few quid to top your electric up. Thank you, Gary. Gary's. We're going to leave the lights on now, Gary. You've paid for the electric for the whole week. Thank you, Gary. Gary Ross, thank you, Gary. And also Mick Davenport. He wants 5 tickets for the Katie Price raffle to be the father of one of her children. Please don't tell Mandy. Thank you very much, you two, for your kind tips tonight. That's very kind. Very kind indeed. 2 tips tonight. Thank you very much for those. Oh, come on. You can't fancy Katie Price, Mick, surely. She only goes with the young, really good-looking lads. I wouldn't have a chance either, mate. How does she get them? I've no idea. Peter Andrex as well. Peter Andrex, that was there someone else called Carl, was there? Another one who does those dodgy films, weren't it, eh? Interesting, the Netflix there. Have you got Netflix, have you? Do you enjoy watching Netflix? Could you do without it? I could. I'll be honest with you. The programme that I look forward the most to watching at the moment is Holby City. Well, 2 actually. Holby City and Snowpiercer. And that you get a new Snowpiercer every Tuesday. DJ Chris said it was Thursday, but I know it's Tuesday. I checked last week. There was a new Snowpiercer comes on Tuesday. I usually watch it Tuesday night, straight after Holby City. I love Snowpiercer. Fantastic. What's happened to Melanie? 2 weeks ago, the train went past Melanie where it was supposed to pick her up in all the snow. And last week, she wasn't mentioned at all. What's happened to my favourite character, Melanie, on Snow... Who watches Snowpiercer? Anyone? Do you watch Snowpiercer? I love it. My favourite characters are Melanie and the lady with the blonde hair, because she's just mad. Head of hospitality. The outfits are amazing, aren't they? Absolutely amazing. But could I do without Netflix? I think probably if they got greedy. I don't think they're particularly greedy. £6. Is that the lowest package? Let's have a look. Netflix packages. Maureen, have you got Netflix? I would imagine you can get Netflix if you've got the Virgin Media there. Here we are. Prices and plans. It's £5.99 for the standard one. You see. You can watch one screen, unlimited movies, TV shows, no HD on that one. Does that matter? Do you need HD? That's the trouble, isn't it? Once you've had HD, it's difficult. Well, the basic package, it's £6 a month. One screen at a time. You can download stuff on something. Unlimited movies and televisions. That's all right, isn't it? And then they've got the standard package, which includes HD. That's $9.99. So it's quite a jump, isn't it, really? $9.99 for $5.99, and then the premium one, which is $13.99, that includes Ultra HD, and then you can watch it on 4 screens at the same time. Well, see, you wouldn't want that if it's someone on my own like me, you know. I mean, I want HD, Ultra HD, but I wouldn't be watching 4 screens at the same time. So there should be another level there, I think, really. Don't you? I mean, there's a lot on there. I do abandon quite a lot of Netflix stuff. I'll start watching something, though. I'll put up with it for a while if I'm not really watching this, and then I don't watch it. The other thing I'm watching at the moment, which is on the iPlayer, BBC iPlayer, is London Kills. London Kills, which is about these murders and detectives working out what's going on. You'd enjoy that, I think. Mick Built in Scotland says, me and Steph watch Netflix, can't find anything to watch and end up watching Friends. I never was into Friends, really. I never really watched Friends. And I've got the Amazon Prime thing as well, but to be honest, that's just an add-on, which you don't pay for. You know, if you've got Amazon Prime, that's so you get all your parcels delivered for nothing. I say for nothing. It's £75 a year for that, which I think is particularly good value. And they throw in the video stuff as well, including in the price. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother. I don't really watch anything on Amazon Prime, really. I enjoyed Picard. That was on there, wasn't it? I think there was something else. I can't remember now. Mike in Brighton says that, yeah, with Netflix, I pay monthly and alternate between Amazon. They pester you with the email when you don't renew, and that's how I found out. Oh, that's interesting to know then. What was that thing I cancelled? Twice I did it. Oh, it was Virgin Media. Virgin Media. Here's something you may not know. Virgin Media. If you want to get it for cheaper, you won't be able to do it until your thing runs out, until your sign up thing runs out, your account, what's that called, until your subscription runs out. Once it's run out, then they start ringing you. That's when you can get a deal. And I've got 200 meg here for £31 a month. 200 meg down, 20 meg up, which is way plenty for me. But last few couple of weeks, they keep sending me emails telling me that I can have 350 meg for £45 a month. Now, I had that before, and I was paying at that point £51 a month. They're trying to sell it to me for £45 a month, which is a good deal. It's much cheaper than the full price, and that's fixed for 18 months, which is good. But don't need it. And I think there's an awful... This goes with a lot of things to do with technology. People buy stuff, they just see, oh, that's a really good deal, but you don't need it. I'm sitting here sending you a video in high definition on 200 meg. Or 20 going up, which is way enough. I only need 10. 10 would do it. 10 to give myself a little bit of space as well, you know. Absolute minimum, I think, would be about 6. So you'd want 10. I've got 20. That's all you need. You don't need 350 meg. Don't need it. And a lot of people, they say, oh, that's a good deal. And then they sign up to it. Like with computers, laptops and things like that. There's some very good examples of people I've known over the years who go out and buy the most expensive laptop they can possibly find to go on the internet. What a bleeding waste of money. And then you go, well, why have you got that? Oh, you get all this free software. And what are you going to use it for? Well, I don't know. It might come in useful. No, you've just thrown away hundreds of pounds. If you're going on the internet, all you need is a Chromebook. If that. I know a lot of people, they don't have internet. All they got is the mobile phone. They go on the internet on the mobile phone. That's good enough, isn't it? Yeah, it's all very well having 350 more. I mean, Virgin, I think they now do. Don't they do 1,000 meg? I think Virgin now. Don't know what that one costs. Don't need it. Would it be a nice thing to have? Yeah. Do you need it? No. Waste of money. So £31 a month I pay for my broadband here. And I think £22 or £23 up at the Lincolnshire Television Studio complex. That's all over 4G, that one. Hello to the lovely, delightful Clarissa is in the house. Good evening, Clarissa. Who says that Netflix is better than normal telly. With Netflix, you don't need a TV license. I don't know how that works. And I'll be honest, I'm a bit out with the BBC at the moment, you know? I don't like a lot of the stuff on there. There is stuff I do like. But I kind of gone off them a bit. They're like preaching instead of entertaining me, telling me that I should be doing this and doing that. Well, people don't like that. I certainly don't like it. And I've kind of come away from them a bit. And I was actually considering that, you know, stopping the TV license and therefore not watching them. I'm not 100% sure how that works. Really, I'd have to look into it a little bit more. And even then, if I stop paying the TV license, I hope I'll be all right with that and they don't come round. Well, I mean, if you're not doing anything that you shouldn't be doing, then that shouldn't bother you anyway. Come and knock on your door. Yeah, come in and have a look if you want. Come and have a look, no problem. But I'm not 100% sure where you can stop paying, but using it to watch stuff like Netflix. Or on the computer. I don't know how that works. I mean, everyone will be an expert. You know, if I put a message like that on Facebook, everyone will be, don't ever do that, gang. Don't make the mistake of doing that. Oh, what do you think of this? Everyone's a bleeding expert. Everyone knows everything. You know, so I'm not quite sure how that works. Thank you, Cacrisa. Rachel she's got the Netflix four screen thing there in her house. She's got a family there, though. You know, you can understand that, can't you? Good evening to Shania. Good evening, Shania. Were you doing Stations of the Cross and the Rosary tonight? I'm just guessing, my love. She's a good Catholic girl, as Shania. Yes, thank you, Shania. All right, right. Now, what else have we got here? Let me have a look at my list of subjects to choose from. Do you remember I've got an archery video tonight. We got archery video coming up before the end of the show from George this evening. So stand by for that, gang. Do you remember your old hairstyle? What was your old hairstyle like? Phone line is still open if you want to call in. 020 8144 3477 is my phone number. Just a reminder, gang, you need to send your number if you're going to call in. I don't take withheld numbers, okay? 020 8144 3477. Do you remember your old hairstyle? What was that like, eh? I've had a few different hairstyles over the years. I've had the centre parting. When I was going to Scouts, I had this centre parting there and flicks like that. There were long hair like that. I don't think I got a picture of myself with that. I must have one somewhere, I think. Actually, yes, I have. It's a Scout photo I've got somewhere. I had loads of lovely hair. All went, look, terrible, isn't it? What was your old hairstyle like? That was one of them. Centre parting I had there. And I had spiky hair. Great long spikes they were at one point. Long. And earrings. Like gypsy earrings. Great big gold things they were. Frighten the life out of people. They walk on the other side of the road. Then I had the Mohican. I did. And then I had short spiky hair. That's probably my favourite of all of it. Just short spiky, about that long. Just up like that with gel in it and all that. That was my old sort of hairstyles. And I had short back and sides. And then more recently this, because it's gone in the middle. So you've got to keep it short, otherwise it's really obvious. But what about your old hairstyle? What old hairstyle did you have? You tell me about it. And I bring up that story because in the Metro is reporting Freddie Flintoff has unveiled a 90s-inspired new look on Top Gear. And fans have a lot of thoughts. So he's got the centre. I think he's got looks like a centre parting there. Well, it's not quite centre, to be honest. It's slightly off centre, but it's like that, you know, like a Scottish terrier. I used to say that. My friend, non-Irish Mary from Ireland, may she rest in peace. When she was having the cancer treatment, she used to have several different wigs that she used to wear into the pub, and one which always reminded me of a Scottish terrier. And she would come in and I'd pick up the button. And Mary's here, everyone. And tonight it's the Scottish Terrier look. And she'd come in with this wig on, bless her. It says in the Metro, Top Gear's back, and so is 90s fashion, judging by host Freddie Flintoff's new look. The TV host reunited with Paddy McGuinness. I'm not keen on old Paddy McGuinness. It's just me, you know. And also Chris Harris on Sunday night for the latest series of The Car Show. And took it all of 2 seconds for people to notice his new retro-style hairstyle. He had pink sunglasses and a middle parting that turned his hair into curtains. Freddie gave Backstreet Boys' Nick Carter a run for his money. So I had those curtains like that. And flicks. I used to wash my hair every night in my mum's sink. I was very particular about my hair. Out came the blow dryer and all that. Don't bother now. A quick shave in the shower and that's it for 3 or 4 days. Paddy McGuinness couldn't resist a dig at his mate and told him tonight it's time to slip on those rose-tinted spectacles. Oh, you already have, he said to Freddie Flintoff. He's a good-looking lad, isn't he, Freddie Flintoff, don't you think? Cricket bloke, isn't he? Viewers and 90s kids at home didn't mind so much and were actually quite appreciating the retro throwbacks on the hair there. So, he's done it. What about you? Do you remember your old hairstyle? What was it like? Eh? I know some people, they keep the same hairstyle for years, don't they? And some of these old blokes, it don't look right anymore because they've aged and the hairstyle hasn't. I remember old, who was the DJ now? He had really long hair. He used to be on Capital Radio with Mick Brown. Can't remember his name now. He had a particular hairstyle, didn't it? A great long thing at the back there. Steve Murray says, hairstyle's the same. I just don't use wet look gel anymore. That's what I used to have, wet look gel. I remember getting hold of someone in a club once and he said, you know, it was the hair that done it. And I had little short sparky hair. Maureen says, I don't have Netflix. I can get it if I subscribed. I have enough to watch as I've subscribed to Sky Package. Oh, okay. A Sky Package, half price till next May, £10.50 a month. I like watching the Sky documentaries and the History Channel. So Maureen's got Sky there, which I could have here. But, you know, you take your pick, don't you, really, Maureen? I know some people that have got it all. They got the Netflix, they got the Sky, they got the Disney Plus. But it's, I mean, if you're a television person, then yeah, I suppose it's worth the money. But you've got to be sitting there for hours. I can't settle in front of the telly anymore. Just can't. Can't get comfortable. I'm all right for about half hour, then I start getting fidgety. I always recommend you leave your phone in another room when you're watching the telly, though, otherwise you miss most of it. Mark, oh, thank you, Mark. Mark sent a few photos of his old hairstyles. It's a shame I can't show them to you there. Now, let's see which one I like most. There's all his little hairstyles. Plus, he's got lots of Mohican hairstyles. I think my favourite picture of you, Mark, was the one laying, looking quite ordinary, to be honest, on the settee, Mark. I don't know about the Mohican for you. The tattoos on the back of the neck look particularly wonderful, I must say. Perhaps I could have a very close look at those tattoos on the back of your neck at some point, if possible, you know. Eh? I had the Mohican straight down the middle. It was black and sticking up, not too high. I went to New York like that. Yeah, we went to this disco. It was on a boat. I say disco, you know, like a day out on the boat. Now, who was the special guest? I think it might have been Angie Stone or someone like that. And very famous DJ on this boat. I can't remember where it was now. That was in New York years ago. It was years and years. Thank you, Mark. Mike in Brighton. Chris, my hairstyle hasn't changed until lockdown. Now I look like Bart Simpson when I wake up. I hate not having my short back and sides. I look like the Human League singer in the 1980s. Bum, 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 bum. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Yeah. That one. Yeah. Getting a haircut is more difficult than finding gold on the high street. That's why I've got my clippers, haven't I? I've been cutting my own hair now for a year. A year. I don't like doing it. The reason I don't like doing it, it's actually quite hard to do it. Like, you're all right here and here. It's when you get over here. Now, ideally, you then change hands. But it doesn't work, does it? It's a little bit like eating, and halfway through your meal, swapping over your knife and fork. You wouldn't be able to do it unless you're... Is it ambidextrous when you can use both hands to do the same sort of thing? So it starts okay here, and I'm looking at myself in the back mirror. That's all right like that, and you do it like that. And then it's here, it starts getting awkward, and you're kind of like that. It's all right on the front. The front's easy. It's the back bit I find difficulty with. I don't like doing it, but I've been doing it now for over a year. I tell you who does need to sort their hair out. Bleeding Thomas of the BBC Weather Bloke. Or have you seen the new camp one on there from Welsh Wales? He's good, isn't he? Oh, he knows how to dress, doesn't he? He had this beautiful pink suit on the other day. The new weather bloke on BBC Weather. I think he's come from one of the regions. My guess is Wales, because he's got that Welsh accent, hasn't he? He's good. There seems to be an awful lot of gay weathermen. Have you noticed that? Why is that? Is it because we've all got our heads in the clouds? Perhaps they think they're looking down on you if they're up in the clouds. What's his name? He had this pink suit on the other day. His dress is fantastic. Very, very good. Clarissa, thank you. Pat Sharp was the DJ I was trying to think about who worked with Mick Brown. Pat Sharp. He had a lot of hair going down here and spiky. He's got a normal haircut now, though, hasn't he? Mike in Brighton says, I loved your haircut video on YouTube. Is there a haircut video on YouTube of me? Oh, God, yes, there is, isn't there? Yeah, that's not too old, that one, actually. It's just down the road in Wokingham, that. Curtains, hair, eh? All right. Summers. Could you cope with a longer summer? Now, you see, some people don't like the heat, do they, of summer? I know Steve Allen, who's back on LBC, incidentally. Steve Allen's back on LBC now. I'm very pleased to announce. He came back on yesterday. Didn't really speak much about his illness, but he's back there now in full swing. I'm pleased to say, glad he's back on there. But he doesn't like hot weather. He's got, I think it's diabetes, right? And I think certain types of diabetes people don't like the hot weather. It makes him sweat. He has the studio freezing cold. Well, summers could get longer. You must have noticed they have been getting hot the last few years. Summers have got very hot. I can see air conditioning coming in this country in a big way. I've got one in here. I've now got a proper one in my bedroom. Whereas I had the Wheeler Wound one in there for, my God, at least 10, 12 years, which is fantastic, but a bit noisy. I've got a proper one now installed in my bedroom. And I've also got a couple at the caravan, because it gets so hot in the caravan, and also it heats as well, so that doubles up as the sort of heating thing. Well, they could get longer, the summers. In the sun, summers in spots like the UK and North America could last half the year by the end of the century due to climate change. Will you still be here then? I hope so. We can't afford to lose listeners. There's no youngsters watching this programme, only Shania and Ollie Kay. They're the only youngsters watching this programme. Please don't go anywhere. We can't afford to lose listeners. It says, without efforts to slow global warming, longer summers will become the new normal north of the equator by the year 2100, scientists have warned. The change would likely have a far-reaching impact on human health, the environment and agriculture, according to a study on findings from the researchers in China. Because, of course, a lot of our plants, you know, they sleep in the winter, don't they, when it's really cold, and they wake up again in the summer. What if those things got longer? We wouldn't be able to grow the same sort of things here. I suppose we could start growing other stuff. I don't know how it works, really. It says, during the 1950s, the Northern Hemisphere, the 4 seasons arrived in a predictable and fairly even pattern. And it certainly was like that in the 70s, wasn't it? Eh? Maybe you were a child in the 70s. Autumn, winter, spring, summer. But over the last few years, maybe since, I don't know, late 1990s, I've noticed it is changing, definitely. Wasn't it the year before last, the warm weather went on for ages. And it wasn't really cold until November, halfway through November, beginning of December. And even then, I seem to remember, wasn't there a couple of Decembers ago, a couple of years ago on Christmas Day, that it was particularly warm and nice. You didn't need a jumper to go outside. I was up at my sister's house. I definitely remember that. It says that changes have altered the length and start dates of the seasons, which may become more extreme in the future, said the researchers. If these trends continue without any effort to mitigate climate change, the researchers predict that by the turn of the century, winter will last less than 2 months. I mean, even now, we've had this year, we've had a few little periods of cold weather, haven't we? No more than a week at a time. Did you get any snow? I think we had... How many days snow have we had this year? 3? 4? That's that it? We had a slightly longer freezing period where we had the snow and it came down, settled, and although it didn't snow again, the ice remained on the ground for a few days. See, back in the 70s, that ice would be on the ground for weeks. I mean, weeks. Now it's just a few days here and a few days there. Nothing really to write home about, really. Well, we might lose that even more. Would you like a longer summer, though? Would you like 6 months of summer? Some of these countries get it. Go to Australia, you know. The funny thing there is it can be like 75 degrees, 70 degrees in their autumn there. And that's, I don't know, 22 centigrade. Something like that. And they're walking around in coats. Because they're used to it being like 90s, 100s. You know, 30, 35, 40 degrees sometimes in Australia. So that goes down to sort of 20 degrees or 70 degrees. They're cold. They're walking around with coats on. I remember getting out the airport and going to Sydney one morning, 6 o'clock in the morning or 6:30 in the morning, the plane gets in. You're walking there in a T-shirt because you've just come from a British winter into their autumn. And you're walking through there with your cases and in a T-shirt. Everyone's running around with scarves and coats on because they're so cold. Would you like a longer summer? Clarissa says, I used to have my hair down past my knees. Or you could, that would be useful, you know, if you have a fire or something like that, Clarissa. You can just hold your head out the window and the kids can climb down your hair. Like Rapunzel. Eh? And Mike in Brighton. On the haircut video, the one where you used clippers in your hair for the first time, shot in your living room. Oh, that! Oh, blimey, that was last year, wasn't it, that one? I remember now, that one was last year as well, wasn't it? Sorry, I got the wrong thing up there. Phone lines are closed now, boys and girls. Lines are closed. Okay. Hello to Rachel. Thank you. She's sending a picture of her as a child when she was about 6. Bless her heart. Thank you, Rachel. I wish I could get the pictures straight on here. I can't... do that, unfortunately, without too much trouble there. Thank you, Rachel. She was a cute girl, Rachel. Nice one, my love. Thank you, my darling. Yeah, what else have we got? Oh, I nearly forgot. Of course, I nearly forgot. I've got a video to show you today. Who remembers the golden shot? This is your golden day. Remember? Well, George has sent in another video gang. for his archery. But it's not like the other ones, because on this one, he's got a moving target. Ready? Here's the latest video from George.
Gotcha. Nobody knows what I was doing. I was doing at 60 yards, swinging tennis ball with bow and arrow, and I'd hit at 60 yards. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.
Thank you, George. There's the latest video from George. He's quite a good shot, isn't he? It reminded me of the Golden Shot. This was the game show with the crossbow, where they used to shoot moving targets and things like that going across the studio. It was great. I'd love to see that come back again, but that wasn't the Golden Shot. That was George Bond, and I'm surprised at what a good shot he is to be able to shoot a moving target like that. You know, Clarissa, are you kidding? We've had -4 here in Manchester. Yeah, but for how long? A week? A week? Just a few days here and there, Clarissa dear. It's not like the old times of the 1970s where we sat there freezing. One final story for you today, gang. And this is the one that I came up with just while we were getting the show ready tonight. Downing Street has got like a new TV studio. They've spent a bit of money. Check this out. I like it. Look at that. How good does that look? That is the new Downing Street television studio. And it's only cost £2.6 million. Money well spent, don't you think, gang? Oh, yes, I can see myself doing a little chat show behind that lectern. The story. ITV News can reveal a £2.6 million renovation at number 9 Downing Street that will be used to televise White House-style media briefings. I love it. Don't you think that looked good? Looks good. I think that looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The project has proved controversial, already suffering a number of setbacks and delays at significant cost. Because this always happens, doesn't it? Whatever government it is, they tell us that something's going to happen, it's going to cost this amount of money, and it never does it? Look at that railway. How much extra is that costing them? Billions of pounds. Billions. The images show a plush new studio. Let's bring that back up again. A plush new studio with seating for journalists, official Downing Street lecterns, and 4 Union Jack flags. Look at those flags. Best flag in the world. It came in from widespread criticism, of course it did, when the true cost of the installation was released in a Freedom of Information request last week. The Labour shadow... well, they're always going to moan, aren't they? Labour shadow councillor says, given how much money Boris Johnson has thrown at his latest vanity project, we were expecting something a little more impressive. Do you know, I'll go along with that. I will agree with the Labour shadow chancellor, Rachel Reeves. You know, it needs a bit more sparkle, doesn't it, eh? Don't you think? It's not sparkling enough. Now, Boris, it's all right. I'll give you that. It's all right. I'm liking the colour scheme. But we're needing some more flashing lights here, I think. Possibly a mirror ball, 2 mirror balls, one on each side. and it's missing some sparkle. I know what it needs. Lights in the floor. You know, like they have at Disney. Has anyone been to Epcot Centre at Disney? Where they have these lights in the floor. And it looks fantastic. You haven't got any lights in the floor, Boris. You need some little lights in the floor. And you see the stage there. Underneath the stage, where it's grey and then it's black, under there you could put like multicoloured lights there. I think that would look quite nice. So good effort. Good effort. But what you want there is the gays to get involved in that one. They could make that sparkle, and you, Boris, like you have never sparkled before. I can put you in contact with people who can get you a much better wig than the one that you've got. Just let me know. Pleased to help. Thank you very much, darling. Okay. Couple of final messages here, gang. From Mike in Brighton, who says, love Henry the Hoover in the new Downing Street studio. Oh, is Henry there? Hang on a minute. I must have missed him. Where is he? Oh, there he is. On the right-hand side, Henry Hoover. Have you got one of those? Have you a Henry Hoover? I've just got a normal Hoover. My mate's got a Dyson. He's got a Dyson, dear. How much are they worth, eh, Dysons? Very expensive. Alrighty. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight. Pleasure to chat away to you this evening. Thanks for all your phone calls from George, Mark, Adam and Daniel. Thanks very much for calling in tonight, boys. Thank you to Gary and Mick tonight for sending in a couple of nice little tips there. Thanks very much for those. What are you doing tonight? My friend is on the radio tonight. Yes, indeed. Mr. Alan Ross will be on the radio tonight, midnight until 3 a.m. He has extended his show by another hour. No need to ever go to bed again. All right. 3 o'clock, 12 till 3 tonight is our friend Alan Ross. I'll be on the same station tomorrow morning. That's at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning. And we'll have another chat show on this station at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio now.